Hi everyone, I'm back for part 10. We left off with this background. Everything is dry now, and I was thinking yesterday what kind of focal point I want. And I was thinking about making one of my dragonflies, that there is a video how I'm making them, but then I thought no, I want something new. So I've printed out some templates for feathers that I want to make them my focal point here, and I've started experimenting yesterday because due to the nature of all these videos, I need to have some of the things prepared so we won't waste time. So I've I've made them, and I'm really satisfied with what came out of it. So I want to show you how I made them, and also made a little dragonfly. So I'm putting this aside, and basically I've taken a cardboard, the same ones that I've already used, the ones that come from a takeaway pizza. And first, when I started, I thought I glued down a paper napkin because I thought this will be my feather. But then I didn't quite like it for my feather, and I thought maybe I'll just try and paint it. Of course, first I need to fussy cut my feather, and then start to paint it. And it was all just I haven't planned on it. It just through trial and error, maybe more error on this side. So I had left I had the gesso here from making the background, and I had my watered down acrylics also from the background. So I started with it, and I quite liked what came out of it. I don't know if you can see, but I'm using the template as a guide, but not going exactly by the lines that I traced. It doesn't really matter as long as you are satisfied with what comes out of it. Usually I use nail scissors for this kind of fussy cutting, but it doesn't really matter here. I'm just demonstrating how I made the feathers. Okay, good enough to do a show and tell how to make the feathers. Okay, so I had leftover gesso, and I smeared it generously on my a really thick layer of gesso on my feather. For now I'm leaving this piece alone so I can show you what I've done. So basically I didn't even change my brush. I went for my acrylics that were left here and with a lot of water, dipped my brush and started going over here, and it because both the layers are wet, it kind of marbleized on its own. Don't know how, don't care how, it just did. And if I found that it's too much, I just added more gesso. So as you can see, and now I'm going to dip in the purple. I'll try to bring it more closely to the camera so you can see. So basically this is it. I hope you can see how it marbleized on the gesso. And now you just need to let it dry. I didn't even use my blow dryer. I just let it sit and dry on its own. So this is it, and I'm stopping for now. I'm back. So I wanted to show you some more stuff that I just found out. I still have left over from the gesso and the acrylics with water, so I didn't want it to go to waste. So of course I just took another cardboard and played with both of them, so I will have another piece of marbleized paper. And this time I did use my blow dryer, and I hope you can see I've got cracks here. So maybe because the gesso has glue in it and I've used my blow dryer, I got cracks and some kind of marbleized effect. So this is quite nice to have. It's still not dry completely, but it will be a lovely piece to use later. And the only problem was when I was because there is a lot of wet stuff here, my paper just got like this and everything started running down. So I'm going to try it again, only this time I'm going to counteract from the other side with water. That's when I'm working on with things that has a lot of water, like sprays and I don't know, watercolors. I usually first go and put water on the other side where I'm not working. So now when I'm going to work here, the paper won't will have a counteract for all the water that all this wet stuff that I'm putting on. Again, I'm putting a heavy layer of the gesso here. I don't want anything to go to waste. I don't know if you can see, but the paper is already starting to bend and going to be flat because there is counteract of the wet stuff underneath. Okay, so now I've got this covered and I'm going at it again with the acrylics that are left with. Not planning, just dropping. Okay, and now this is another thing I've done. I'm spritzing it with the spray, with the water, and look how it marbleizes. So I can leave it like this, or I can use my blow dryer again and then get also crackles. But this one I want to leave it as it is, just adding more to the mix, and I'm going to put it aside. I can also play with the water and move it around. So now taking it aside so we can continue with our feathers. So here is my feather, and the only thing I've done, here it is I took wax crayon and went around the borders with it and then smeared it. Now if your crayons are, you see that they don't smear, just let them under your blow dryer or something like that, and let them heat a little bit and they will smear for you. Of course, most of the time when I'm doing things like that, I will do it with my ink pad, but now we are talking about we are doing everything with things that everyone has. So basically that's how I made my feathers and my dragonfly. Again, moving it aside and going back to our page. So I haven't decided yet how I'm going to place my feathers, but what I do know, and my dragonfly, is that I still want to make another impression on my page. And let's see where I left it. I want some dripping circles on my page. Don't know why, but that's what I want. So again, I'm taking one of the balls that I'm using for well, I used to use it on my jelly plate, and I'm also using it as a stamp when I want to. And I've got this nice edge here that I'm planning of using as a stamp. Bear with me, there is some kind of method to my craziness. I'm again taking the purple, and let's use another brush, clean one. Okay. Not enough water. I hope it will work. I'm going around the edge of my ball. Maybe a little bit of the black. Okay, here goes nothing. Wish me luck. Leaving it, and I've got a print. It worked. Okay, so one is already here. Let's see. I had another piece. Just found out this. I always telling you to look on the underside, and I don't know if you can see it right now, but there is like the shape is like a cog, so it's gonna be great for other projects also. And again, I'm putting here the diluted paint, and again, let's see if it works. Okay, it worked. Going at it again. I love experimenting. Okay, I think this is it for now. I wish I had another. Maybe I will find another circle, another lid from some kind of cheese. Yeah. And now I just want it a little dripping. Don't know why, just that's what I like. Okay, that's what I was going for. And here are my feathers, and I need to see how I'm putting them. Okay, so I'm going to play a bit with this and come back after I decided where I want to put each one. I'm back. So this is my layout, and I'm quite satisfied with it. And I've glued my pieces down with the silicone glue, and I just want to write something, and it's I'm thinking of placing each letter on one of these pieces. I hope you can see all the details that are here, even the ones that we first started with, like we've got a little butterfly here in the background, and also here all the pieces of napkins that I first glued in my first layer. And let's see how am I going to place the letters. Okay, let's see, whatever. And okay, just going in with the crayon, just to make more definition to my pieces here. The texture we built with little pieces of cardboard. quite like it. I'm thinking maybe I need to give more definition also here to my pieces. It's not an exact size, it's just what you think is needs to be added. If you feel it needs to go back into the background, then you don't highlight anything. And if you want it more emphasized, then you go and add more. Okay, so this is it. This is my page. I'm quite pleased with it, and I hope you got lots of ideas from it. And basically we are done from with the pages. There are only a few pages, but as I've shown you at first, you can still add. If you want a big journal, just keep on adding the newspaper pages like we did before. I can just add more and more if I wanted to. And basically the next video will be for the cover of this art journal. So bye for now.